Feeling very nervous. You're going to see something tonight on stage that you probably haven't seen, which is somebody losing their virginity. And then maybe resigning. I was thinking about a couple of things, like why would I do this? A lot of people in here I know I'm friends with. One reason is I wanted to be up here so I could tell the joke and not have Billy Kelly interrupt you with a better punchline. I'm waiting years for this Billy. Years. Shut up. Oh, man, he thinks so fast. Somebody else said, the world is yours. I don't remember who said this. And I was thinking about that. Like, I have a disease, like, Jeff, is that his name? Whatever the hell his name was. And so, like, I think about things too much sometimes. The world is your oyster. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, the world is your oyster? Like, an oyster is a little slimy bivalve that's like an aphrodisiac and it looks like a vagina. And I'm supposed to eat it. Like, the world is your oyster. Like, that basically explains, like, the male compulsion to, like, fuck up the world. What kind of black are you? You may not know I'm a teacher. Like, no. I just feel like I need to say this now to show them how to pull off. But there's a lot of white blonde women in my classes, and they're all named like Jessica or some shit. And I've said to them, like, I can't tell it. I'm like, it's like the second week, I'm like, Jessica, Caitlin, Jessica. They're like, I'm Jessica with a Y. I'm like, okay, whatever. I was like, all you white people look the same. They don't get it. So I was at a dance recital tonight. You're getting a lot of like parenthood jokes. So Jeff, fuck off. No, Joe.
Yeah, that's cool.
No. I'm really jealous. Like all the guys who fit were like, man, we're so fucking jealous of your beard. I thought the crowd was supposed to heckle me. Anyway, so I went to a dance recital, and I don't know if you've ever seen a dance recital of like little kids. So, I mean, first of all, there's these like 4-year-olds who they're not even good enough for ballet, so this is very like asotrophy. They call it like creative movement. And it's like watching puppies frolic. It's actually really cool. But I was sitting there, and when I was, so I'm 42. I remember Michael Jackson videos. This will make sense in a minute. And of all the things, like if you're a child of the Cold War, like a lot of us who grew up in the 80s were like, my wife and I was like, you remember all these like horrible, like when I was 15 or 13, I was like, God, the world could be like this fiery desert, when I'm an adult, or I'll have like a laser gun, or like where I'm still like, where's my jetpack? Where do you go? Or Russia will take. I saw Red Dawn. I thought it was the future, right? Russia will take over. Never in my life did I think, as an adult, I was watching 10-year-old girls doing a montage of Michael Jackson dance videos. Like no dystopian future crossed my mind that would happen. And they were good. They did, Beat It and Thriller. It was good. But then I was thinking, like they listened to the music that when I was a kid, and I don't know if they studied Michael Jackson videos as sort of like research or something, like anthropology of the 80s, but like, what are their kids gonna do when they go? I don't know, if you guys see Nicki Minaj's Anaconda? I don't know how that translates for 10-year-old girls. So anyway, I should probably do the jokes I wrote down. So, yeah, I just had some observations about life in a small town. I'm not from Lewisburg. I grew up in Knoxville, Tennessee. Most people can tell by my accent. But there's this new coffee shop downtown, Amami, I don't know how to say it. But, there's been other coffee shops, Cherry Alley, other places. And you go to these places, and there'll be these young people working there, and they're like, dreadlocks and inked, like not tattoo inked, because I guess that sounds cooler. Lots of piercings, and they look like they're right out of Seattle or Portland. And I'm just like, where the fuck do these people come from? Because you don't see them on like the Wednesday farmers market. It's not like a random sample of the local population of 20-somethings is going to look like that. So is it like it's like a scientific question for me? Like, does the coffee shop attract them out of the woodwork? These sort of representatives of life on the West Coast, or is it like when they buy the espresso machine, they're in a special box? It's like, I get it. come from. I'm glad they're here. So, life in Las Vegas sounds like or not. I mean, this whole night I sort of felt like I'm in some sort of weird group therapy sometimes. We're in a Christian home. Is anybody here like from Lewisburg? You say you're from Lewisburg? Are you really? Were you born here?
3 generations.
You are from Lewisburg. Raise your hand. I remember, I'm not from Lewisburg, and I will never be from Lewisburg, even if I die here. Like, the first week I moved here, there was a guy had hired to paint like my fence. I said, "Where are you from?" I said, "Are you from around here?" He goes, "No, I'm from Montana." Literally, like, a 5-minute walk. And if you've lived in Lewis, if you're not from this area, this joke will make sense. But it's like Mifflinburg, like that town. So the first month you live here, you're like, "Oh, go see Mifflinburg," and you think it's just sort of empty farmland between here. The longer you live here, you discover there are more towns between here and Mifflinburg. You're like, "Oh, there's a Vicksburg. Oh, Vicksburg. Okay, that's a place." And then a couple years later, like, "Oh, there's Buffalo Crossing. Like Lintown." And like I discovered there's a town between my bedroom and my bathroom. What am I doing on time?
Maybe give about 3.5 minutes.
I had some jokes that weren't funny. This isn't really about life in a small town, except the Amish thing, and I mean, people have said that. This is true, and I went to Kohl's Hardware, and there was a buggy. I actually have never seen this any other day, but I went to Kohl's Hardware to buy something the week we moved in, and there was a buggy parked or whatever, lassoed or whatever the fuck it is, in the parking lot. I was like, wow, maybe they just do that to newcomers to like kind of freak them out. Because I don't think I've ever seen it since then. But anyway, half my family's from Spain, so I have this Spanish cousin named Albert, which in Spanish is pronounced Albert. And he was like, "Where do you live now?" I was like, "We live in Pennsylvania." He's like, oh, I know about that. I saw a movie about that with Harrison Ford. I'm like, "Oh yeah." And he's like, "That's where all the Hasidic Jews live." And I was like, "No, they're not Hasidic Jews. They're the Amish." He's like, "No, I saw it. They have the hat and the hair." I'm like, "Shut up! It's my country." I know it. They're Amish. They're not Hasidic. It's a great story. So one of the things about life in a small town is like privacy. Probably not what people are like, "Oh, the Facebook will end privacy." Like, no, small towns end privacy. We've known this for 100 years. You might want to leave now, Virginia. But there was somebody told me, this is sad, and these things happen. Somebody told me, sort of not a friend, but somebody in our like acquaintance circles is getting divorced, but they weren't telling people. I was like, good luck with that. That don't really work. It's dangerous to go to CVS. Virginia thought maybe she was pregnant and she didn't want to go there because somebody might see her, so she went to Montana because it's so far away. But recently, this will come as a shock, we still have sex. And I've actually discovered this is a good way to get rid of my 14-year-old son. He was hanging out in the bedroom and I wanted him to go away, and I was like, "Your mother and I are going to have sex now." And he was like, "It wasn't true." He's got out of there. It's like little, like a cartoon little fire truck. So anyway, but I was there recently and I needed to purchase some birth control. And I should not have gone to the CVS downtown. I thought, it's 4:48. People I know who are picking up their kids probably aren't there. It's all sort of strategized out. I go in. I sort of, I'll go buy the Pringles because they're cheaper at the CVS. They're not, but just trying to be casual. Headed for the prophylactic aisle. And I sort of casually pick it up. And then some other shit. Some Ghirardelli's chocolate, so it's not too obvious. Then I look and I'm like, the pharmacist is the wife of my son's band teacher. Shit, I can't go to her. CVS's turnover is like, one employee every 15 years. She knows who the person name. And then I look up and I see like 3 people I know, who are parents. And then I start like trying to like move through the aisles, so they won't see me. It becomes some sort of weird sex shame Pac-Man, like Pac-Man trying to like get through the aisles. No, like goes like, they're gonna like see me and be like, "Oh my God, you bought condoms and you're gonna have sex with your wife." And you're like, "Yeah."